Welcome to class soulmates. This is the Honest Academy. So today we're going to be doing what we see on the thumbnail. Now I assume this is my fabric and I want to get the midpoint of the fabric. And that is the region I'm folding into four this way so that I can get the midpoint of the fabric. So assuming you have your fabric this way, just locate the midpoint and then open it up. Make a mark on that midpoint. This is where our measurement is going to be starting. Okay, now for the handkerchief, you don't need to cut anything at the lower part. It's just going to be uneven. So on this line, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement. Now this shoulder is not going to be divided. If it is 16 inches, it is 16 inches. Okay, from one midpoint, you mark 8 here, 8 here, making it the 16 inches. It just have to be complete your shoulder measurement. Okay, so I'm going to rule a line there. If you have your chalk, you mark it on your fabric, the complete shoulder measurement. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be marking is our armhole measurement. The armhole measurement is usually gotten by dividing the bust into 6 plus 1.5. Now the first line is the shoulder measurement. Now I'm going to mark the armhole measurement. So whatever it gives you, assuming you have 8 inches, I'm going to mark from the midpoint 4 this way, 4 that way, making it the complete armhole measurement that we have. All right, so once that is done, I'm going to keep a mark on that part, which is the armhole. Now whatever you do on one part, you're equally going to repeat it on the other part. Also note that this can be done while the fabric is folded into two. Okay, and that will serve as your shoulder line. I just have to open it so that I'll fully understand what is going on. Okay, now the next thing is our neck width and neck depth measurement. All right, so first of all, I'm going to get the neck width measurements. Okay, so usually we mark 3 inches while the fabric is on fold, but in this case we're going to be marking 3 inches from the midpoint to one side, 3 inches from the midpoint to the other side, so that it completes the neckline. Because this fabric is not on fold, everything is opened up. I hope you understand, so I'm going to be marking it. Now once I have that, I'm going to take the depth of the neckline. This is optional. If you want this depth to be high, the neckline to be high, you don't need any there's no point marking the depth. So if I want it to have depth, that is where I'm going to be marking the depth of my neckline, like so. Okay, so the front is deeper than the back. Now for the armhole, I just want to curve it, okay, by 1 inch. Later on, I'm going to show you the reason why I have to curve it by 1 inch. And I'm curving it this way. This is just so the armhole is not just looking straight. Normally, when we take our armhole measurement, we curve it a little towards the bust circumference. Okay, that is just what I did here. All right, now this design is quite easy and simple to make. Very easy and simple to make. Anyone can do it, especially beginners can actually do it, and it looks so beautiful on them. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is just to cut. Remember I said you have to cut the neckline. If you do not want it to be deep, you can just leave it the way it is, but if not, you can still cut it. If you want it to be high, now you have to cut this neck measurement in such a way that it can pass through your head. Okay, if it does not pass through your head, that means you've not done a great job. Cut it in such a way that it can pass your head, no matter the size of the head. Okay, if you still want it to be kind of fitted on the neckline, then you have to use a slit at the back, but this If you're using a lycra fabric that is stretchy, you do not need the slit. It will just expand and pass. But then the finishing method also matters, okay? Now, normally we're going to use bias to finish this neckline and the armhole. So that might not allow it to stretch that much, right? That is the reason you need to cut it. Now look at the armhole. See the one I've cut? You can see how wide it is. Now see the one I've not cut. You can see how it is. So I just made that slant so that it is free on the armhole. Now if you think it is big, you can just pinch it a little. Remember that the dress does not have a side slit, so you can just pinch it on the armhole and it will still be fine. Okay, so I hope this video is making sense to you. If you've watched to this part, you can see how beautiful and demure this is looking, right? See how beautiful it is. This is something you want to try out and see how it is. Now this is the one I've used fabric to cut just on a trial. You can see how it's looking so nice and fluffy. Okay, so it passed through the head of this mannequin. Remember, this is just the pieces I picked on the floor and used it to try this out. Alright, so you can just do the same thing on your fabric and you see the beauty of it. Now all you have to do is that we're going to use our bias to finish up the openings, the neckline, the armhole, and it is just as simple as that. Then you can hem the hemline, okay? Fold it over and hem. Now, if you've watched to this part and you've not subscribed to this channel, do you know that you are wrong for watching to this point and not subscribing to this channel? Please kindly do so if you've not subscribed. So like I was saying, you use a bias to finish it up, and that is the reason I'm showing you this bias. Finish the neckline and finish the armhole. I'm not going to be showing us how to use the bias. Of course, we should know how to use the bias to finish up our neckline and wherever you want it to be. So this is what we have for today. I will see you in the next video. Meanwhile, try and subscribe to my channel, like it, share it, and watch as much videos as possible. Now I'm seeing another design. You can actually do the hemline this way. It's looking like a triangle. The front part is kind of flay, as in aligned together, and the back is triangular in shape. What is this telling you? You can have a different kind of shape at the hemline and it will be fine. So thank you for watching. Bye.